are. And a very welcome, my friends, to Wake Movement. Never giving up. Never give up. Mm-mm. That has to. That would irk me. We have quite the show today. New angles on the Trump assassination attempt. Right now, Stu Peters, who is just the absolute worst, is hosting a space Trump assassination attempt, a staged psyop. Joe Biden dead. Joe Biden is not dead. Why wouldn't they just let us know right away? Was it a coup within the Democratic Party? Yeah, pretty much seems like it. All right. What other topics? We have Cheatle gets a chance to resign instead of getting fired. And many other things. One thing was interesting I came across was Noble XX posted a video. I'm sorry. Bring up the screen. Posted a video on X and then he deleted it. And it has to do with this show called 9/11 is GAY, a podcast. And they had a Chabad Lubavitcher saying that the mattress wasn't soiled with human excrement, but rather with error. Please use a keyframe frequency of 4 seconds or less. Oh, well. It looks like it's going all right. I'll do that again. So, the person being interviewed on this show, and the name of the show is, I can't say it out loud, but this is the name of the show. They say that they are look at this. Live from Little St. James. You have to join to unlock, which is $5 per month. There goes the neighborhood podcast. See, they make fun of stuff. Adrenochrome, they have a bottle of it. So it could be a hoax. But there goes the neighborhood. Let's look more into that. Gosh, you can't even watch it for anything. You could be the neighborhood Federal Reserve chairman for $15,000 a month. Let me get my face out. That seems like money well spent. Let's learn. IT specialist reveals Hunter Biden's laptop. They're very much behind a paywall. Let's go to their X. I mean, why would... Sorry.
There's a whole different light to this story than what it appears face value.
Really?
I'm absolutely heartbroken when I see how Joe and Hunter Biden are treated in the news.
Okay, so this was the guy pretending to be a Chabad Lubavitcher. But I don't know, he sounds pretty...
How vehemently they're attacked. So a lot of what I've learned in this research has, given me the opportunity to share it with folks out there in the public.
From my point of view, from what I saw on the laptop, a lot of people say like the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. So with the Bidens, people have seen like Joe Biden like sniffing kids and stuff, and they think Hunter's probably not far away from that because his dad is so screwed up.
Yeah, Tony, I totally agree. Very bizarre behavior.
Tony, usually an Irish name. I mean, usually Italian. This lady over here, she looks kind of Hispanic and a Jew. I mean, they're not funny. Let's see if we can't find the one about the tunnels. I don't want to give this guy any more credit. But anyways, what the guy was saying is that they take bodies underneath into the tunnels and they make incisions on them in hopes to resurrect Rebbe Schneerson. And he knew that much information. He did. But the guy took it down because he says he thinks it was not true. And I think that might be true. Now, we have a new video surfacing about the shooting, and gosh, it's hard to watch it. Well, first of all, here's some Secret Service agents and snipers standing on this sloped roof, and you can see they're just barely holding on for their life next to the body of the shooter, Thomas Crooks, who they just shot. And the video is just, they don't know anything what's going on.
Go to that window that's open and yell for Greg. We have one shooter deceased. I think we have 3 victims in the crowd. Is that, did you guys hear that too?
That I'm not sure.
So I heard 1 deceased, 2 life flamed.
I know 2 helicopters.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know how many victims.
3 are defeated. Any LE?
Oh, they said something about the water tower. Oh, see the water tower? There's a star on it. It's a 5-point star. Not a 6-point star. So that could have been what people were pointing at. There's no like windows on there. I guess you could walk around it, but that'd be a much more difficult shot. I'm sure still you could do it. But man, if you listen to this video, these guys are just, they sound so clueless, so not on the same page. It's really sad.
In the van. He survived? Probably.
So all it shows is their total ineptitude. Troggy Trog, hey. Liam T. Time. I like that. Oh my goodness, you grew up close to that place? Oh, next to the dude. Liam, a girl I grew up with, same age from kindergarten to high school graduation, was at that scene, only a few feet from Trump. She's married to Sean Parnell, who was the host of the event, as it's in his background. He thinks the water tower was where the real shooter was, 250 yards away. And 250 yards, that's a feasible shot. But still, I think like 300 yards is kind of at the edge of it. Now, there was this... Oh, man. We're not even going to go to Kamala yet. But I want to show this video, this new one from behind the scenes. Excuse my fast strolling. Hope it doesn't get you sick. And I should have marked it. But, I was hoping it would show up earlier. Oh, baby. Come on, baby. Oh, man. I guess I could type it into here. Hang on, my little pretty faces. Sorry. Come on, people now. New footage of behind Trump during the shooting. Yes, there was real shooters and people died. Oh, I haven't seen it. Yeah, so it's sad people did get hit and die. That doesn't mean that the possibility of a stage type event, I don't think that Trump got barely nipped
We
in
turn
the...
to news of the investigation into the assassination attempt. It's picking up speed tonight, and we have just learned that the former president has met with the embattled director of the Secret Service right here in Milwaukee.
Oh, you know who Trump is having at Mar-a-Lago and Palm Beach? Desecrating the one of my places that have a connection to. Why am I doxing myself? Whatever, if they want to come and find you, they'll come and find you. I mean, I'm no different than your normal person out here trying to figure the stuff up. And he's hosting Netanyahu, but Kamala Harris isn't going to. If the left, Democrats, are not as cuckolded to Israel, but it's not true, sadly enough.
And new details tonight on the suspect here. Sources now telling ABC News that he looked up Donald Trump, he looked up President Biden.
One sub away from 800. I hit 800, and then I had two people drop me. Bastards.
Looked up the dates of Trump rallies.
Do you know that Elon Musk follows 666 people, and he wears the Satan outfit? He's trolling. We know that the elite uppers, I mean, they think of Satan as the ruler of the world. It's like sovereignty. But they've been doing some evil shit.
And of the Democrats.
Let me stop talking.
To news of the investigation into the assassination attempt. It's picking up speed tonight, and we have just learned that the former president has met with the embattled director of the Secret Service right here in Milwaukee. And new details tonight on the suspect here. Sources now telling ABC News that he looked up Donald Trump, he looked up President Biden, he looked up the dates of Trump rallies and of the Democratic National Convention in Chicago. Here's our Chief Justice correspondent, Pierre Thomas.
Man, if they look up my search history, I'm going to be in trouble. This was 5 days ago. Okay, this is shit we already know. Damn it, man. God, they've done some really... 13 million views.
It's the 13th of July in Butler, Pennsylvania. Former U.S. President Donald Trump speaks at a rally. It's only days until he plans to accept the official Republican nomination. He's just minutes...
that this happened right before the RNC. You know what I want to see? He was in Florida at someplace before. I guarantee you he didn't have that big screen that he pointed to forever and had his head turning at. I feel like that was the cue. And what it does, it hid his ear from the camera, from all the main cameras. And then this one angle from the back, the guy's videotaping, and then at the moment of the shooting, he turns it around on himself.
Minutes into his speech when shots are fired.
How many minutes?
He's just minutes into his speech when shots are fired.
I want to know the exact minute and seconds because they be using their gematria. And the Hulk Hogan ripping his shirt off. Soul Trip in the house and Troggy Trog. You know, all I need is you two guys here. But then we also have two others. So good.
Take a look what happened.
Trump got hit, but survived. Someone tried to assassinate him in broad daylight. Here is how it unfolded.
Oh, you see the water tower up in the background? Here's how it unfolded.
Here is how it unfolded.
Let's go. First of all, what kind of person has the ability to put this all together? So we're going to look into who's behind this. Wow. Fern.
By the time this video is published,
Who the fuck is Fern? Period. YouTube. We'll look into it later. But it's always good.
new details might have emerged. New details might have emerged. It's
They did that disclaimer because they had
a hot, sweltering early evening as tens of thousands
6:03
gather
p.m.
here to see Trump. Pennsylvania is one of 6 vital swing states that will help secure the win in the next presidential election. But
Oh my God, my guys. Don't make this 6 minutes and 11 seconds, all right.
Butler skews heavily Republican, and it is a blue-collar town.
This is a big crowd. This is a big, beautiful crowd.
He is surrounded by supporters.
They all have those signs. You're fired, and he got fired at.
Most are sitting or standing in front of the stage. Some sit on the bleachers, center, left, and right. Trump's support staff and security, including Secret Service agents, are right at the stage. Behind him are 3 large buildings. On the roof of the building on the far left and on the far right are Secret Service snipers. They are constantly scanning the surroundings, looking
Doing horrible. So there's 4 up there.
for threats. They can be seen in this video filmed by a crowd member.
Hello, Butler, and hello to Pennsylvania. I'm thrilled to be back.
Trump begins with his speech. Things seem normal. He turns to the right and points at a chart showing statistics on border crossings.
I want to know if any of the previous rallies, was there a big ass chart that he had to point to and direct everybody to, which is the MAGA, the magician, the highest level of these occult societies. It's Magus, Mag, and the MAGA is the highest one. And so he's doing a misdirection. He turns his head.
At the same time, several people in the crowd notice a man with a gun on the roof of a building close by.
Yeah, I think it was a blood pack. I don't think he would. I guess in the WWF, which is something that he's been a part of, the WCW, the NWO, is they do tricks like that where they'll Some like old school ones would cut their ear, but the new ones they use blood packets, I'm sure.
It's too late.
And then bringing Hulk Hogan out to introduce him, that's just way too much fakery, tomfoolery.
Take a look what happened.
All of a sudden, bullets start flying. One even gets captured on camera. Another
I would like to question that. You would, in order to catch a bullet on camera, you would have to have the frame rate at a very high rate, which would be abnormal for somebody shooting something like this. Look at this kid in the background with his hat and his he's dressed up like Donald Trump. That's sad. And then we got the QAnon guy who's really one of the Kennedys, Robert Kennedy. It's just totally stupid.
All of a sudden, bullets start flying.
He doesn't do shit, and he looks like he's definitely from the special people.
One even gets captured on camera.
I do not believe that. That is definitely a flying saucer in the background.
Another building, about 400 feet or 120 meters north of the stage. The shots are coming from here, on the roof. The gunman is 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks. He is armed with an AR-15 semi-automatic rifle.
Hold on, I want to see
on the roof.
Okay, so because he hit a water tower.
Another building, about 400 feet or 120 meters north of the stage. The shots are coming
I guess that angle makes sense.
from here, on the roof. The gunman is 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks. He is armed with an AR-15 semi-automatic rifle. The gun was legally purchased by his father. First, he apparently fires a round of 3 shots.
Take a look what happened.
Trump
There's still so many questions to be asked, but for the sake of not making this go on forever.
reaches up with his hand. The first bullet pierces the upper part of his right ear. He will later say that turning over to the right at that exact moment prevented the bullet from hitting him right in the head.
First of all, he was turned to the right for a hell of a long time before it. It wasn't the last minute thing that he turned to the right. He was pointing at that thing and his head was turned there for like 30 seconds.
He ducks down behind the podium, and within 3 to 4 seconds after the first shot, did the bullet from hitting him right in the head. He ducked.
Look at as he
Exact moment prevented the bullet from hitting him right in the head. He ducks down behind the podium, and within 3 to 4 seconds after the first shot, Secret Service agents swarmed the former president and shielded him with their bodies.
That was the longest 3 to 4 seconds ever.
Crooks opens fire again, immediately, with 5 more shots.
What the fuck took the Secret Service so long to shoot the guy?
Right before the first shot by Crooks, one of the snipers on the left roof behind Trump seems to detect the gunman and prepares to return fire.
Take a look what happened.
Some outlets report that these snipers killed Crooks, while the Secret Service.
Interesting. On above his ear that got hit is the 45 and the plus the 47, which is 9/11, and this was like our latest 9/11, right?
One of the snipers on the left roof behind Trump seems to detect the gunman and prepares to return fire.
Take a look what happened.
Some outlets report that these snipers killed Crooks, while the Secret Service confirmed its personnel neutralized the shooter. We could not corroborate that it was in fact these specific agents. The gunmen also hit spectators on the left roof behind Trump and shielded him with their bodies. Crooks opens fire again, immediately, with 5 more shots.
If I was a family member of the firefighter whose last name was spelled wrong on the uniform that they brought out, I would sue the shit out of the Secret Service. Am I right?
Right before the first shot by Crooks, one of the snipers on the left roof behind Trump.
Damn, he opened up the speech here, buddy, Troggy Trog. He's also a former captain in the U.S. Army and went to Afghanistan. Sean Parnell. We'll have to look him up.
Trump seems to detect the gunman and prepares to return fire.
Take a look what happened.
It looks like he shot first.
Left roof behind Trump seems to detect the gunman and prepares to return fire.
Take a look what happened.
Some outlets report that the
Yeah, so that guy missed. Who is this fucking guy? My camera's still going. Okay, we're good.
snipers killed Crooks, while the Secret Service confirmed its personnel neutralized the shooter. We could not corroborate that it was in fact these specific agents. The gunman also hit spectators on the bleachers. One man died, 50-year-old Corey Comprador. 2 others were critically injured. With Trump's microphone still on, we can hear the tense exchanges among the agents. About 42 seconds after Crooks opened fire,
It said, ready, move, go, up. And no one fucking moved, went, or got up.
Republican nomination. He's just minutes into his speech when shots are fired.
Take a look what happened.
Trump got hit, but survived.
Okay. Trump said that he went to the doctor and he was bleeding profusely. The amount of blood on his face didn't change from the moment that he got up from the ground to the time that he walked all the way to the car.
Someone tried to assassinate
No one tried to put pressure on the wound or anything.
him in broad daylight. Here is how it unfolded. It's a hot, sweltering early evening as tens of thousands gather here to see Trump. Pennsylvania is one of 6 vital swing states that will help secure the win in the next presidential election. He is surrounded by supporters. Most are sitting or standing in front of the stage.
Sorry, I went back too far.
Behind him are 3 large buildings filmed by a crowd member.
Hello, Butler. Hello to Pennsylvania. I'm thrilled to be back.
Trump begins with his speech. Things seem normal. He turns to the right and points at a chart showing statistics on border crossings. At the same time, several people in the crowd notice a man with a gun on the roof of a building close by. It's too late.
It's not even their fucking job to be looking for some shit like that. It's the Secret Service's.
Take a look what happened.
All of a sudden, bullets start flying. One even gets captured on camera.
Bullshit.
Another building, about 400 feet or 120 meters north of the stage. The shots are coming from here, on the roof. The gunman is 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks.
Who looks like he's got some tiz going on. Some Downey, Cindy.
He is armed with an AR-15 semi-automatic rifle. The gun was
Who's supposedly in like a rifle club and whatnot, and he was pretty close. The range that he goes to was 300 yards. He's half that distance. Less.
legally purchased by his father. First, he apparently fires a round of 3 shots.
Supposedly his father reported the gun stolen. But we haven't heard any more about that.
Take a look what happened.
Trump reaches up with his hand. The first bullet pierces.
Take a look what happened.
See, he was
3 shots.
he was already looking
Father.
to the right.
First, AR-15 semi-automatic rifle. The gun was legally purchased by his father. First, he apparently fires a round of 3 shots.
Take
He's looking to the right.
a look what happened.
He did kind of move even further to the right at that time.
Trump reaches up with his hand. The first bullet pierces the upper part of his right ear.
They cut it right there, and they didn't show him putting his hand back down on the podium, which was very weird. Looked like he crumbled something up after touching his ear, and he placed it on the podium, which I have a video. I slowed it down. We'll go to that next.
He will later say that turning over to the right at that exact moment prevented the bullet from hitting him right in the head. He ducks down behind the podium, and within 3 to 4 seconds after the first shot, Secret Service agents swarm the former president and shield him with their bodies. Crooks opens fire again, immediately, with 5 more shots.
How the fuck? So that makes it 6 total. They said it was 8 total at first.
Right before the first shot by Crooks, one of the snipers on the left roof behind Trump seems to detect the gunman and prepares to return fire.
Before. So the guy hasn't shot yet. So you have to wait for somebody to shoot before you take him out? The fuck?
Take a look at what happened.
Some outlets report that these snipers killed Crooks, while the Secret Service confirmed its personnel neutralized the shooter. We could not corroborate that it was in fact these specific agents. The gunman also hit spectators on the bleachers. 1 man died, 50-year-old Corey Comprador. 2 others were critically injured. With Trump's microphone still on, we can hear the tense exchanges among the agents.
Yeah, I want to hear your buddy Parnell, what he has to say about it, Troggy Trog.
Moving his hair. Hold. When you're ready. On you. Ready. Move. Go.
About 42 seconds after Crooks opened fire, they confirm the shooter is down.
Are we good? Shooter's down. Are we good to move? Let's move.
They prepare to escort him to an armored vehicle.
Come on. Let me get my shoes. I got you, sir. Let me get my shoes.
How did he fall out of his shoes? You know what? I think he wears those like things in his shoes that make him look taller.
Hold up your head, blood.
So we gotta move to class. Watch out. Wait.
In about 75 seconds after ducking to the ground, Trump
Wait. I gotta get my photo up. You know what? Seeing this, I got emotional. Because I'm just a gullible little sap at first. I mean,
was his fist. He's mouthing the words, "Fight, fight, fight." The resulting photos immediately travel around the entire world.
Look, that blood pattern did not change at all.
His fist. He's mouthing the words, "Fight, fight, fight."
Fuck.
The resulting photos immediately travel around the entire world.
Yeah, why the hat?
The crowd starts to chant for the former president as he leaves the stage, bleeding. Trump is then rushed to a hospital. Later that night, he is flown to New Jersey. He appears to be well. He appears to be well.
Did he have a fucking bandage on his?
Trump is then rushed to a hospital. Later that night, he is flown to New Jersey. He appears to be well. There are a lot of questions we don't have an answer to right now. Why were the forces unable to prevent the attack? Analysis on X suggests that at least the snipers on the roof behind Trump were likely scouting for dangers further away, with this rooftop possibly falling into the responsibility of the law enforcement agents. We were unable to corroborate that.
So ignore the nearest fucking obvious only roof in front of you, and you're looking out to the hills of fucking Dover instead? That makes a lot of sense.
Why couldn't our man climb up on this building? What was...
Because it was slightly angled. Even though a bunch of them were up there having a goddamn picnic talking about how incompetent they were later.
Crooks' motive. The gunman had no criminal history in Pennsylvania's public court records. The New York Times found a voter registration record for Crooks. It shows that he was registered as a Republican. They all...
From Bethel. Bethlehem. Bet is home, house, or temple of hell.
Also found that he donated $15 to a liberal voter turnout group through a Democratic donation platform in 2021. He was a kitchen worker and had a membership at a local shooting club. The FBI found suspicious devices in both his car and home. They are being evaluated by the agency at the time of this recording.
And we still don't know shit about them.
The investigation is ongoing, and new information is being published by the minute.
Damn these slightly sloped slopes.
President Biden and various leaders around the world condemned the attack and political violence at large. The picture of Trump...
That picture right there. It's what they all did it for. I heard somebody say an upside down flag in the background, which is a symbol of our country's in distress, which is, it is.
Bloody but defiant, with a raised fist in front of the American flag, will surely become a powerful symbol in his re-election campaign.
You think? But polls have him down by 4 points to Kamala fucking Harris. If you believe that, I got some ice to sell you. If you're in Antarctica. How's that saying go? All right, take me to my stream. Oh, Hamas came out with a video threatening to make the streets of Paris during the U.S. Olympics run red, which is obviously not Hamas, which is totally Mossad. ISIS or Al Qaeda just came out and said they're gonna fight Hamas. Well, that doesn't make any goddamn sense, does it? Oh man, I'm gonna have to stroll forever to get this. I'm sorry, guys. Hang in there. Unless somebody took it down. Look at GDL doing some stupid work. I'm convinced that HT is not as white as he claims to be. I'm sorry. This is funny.
Okay, what are we doing?
Okay, so make some noise if you've been to a bar mitzvah.
Okay, what are we doing?
Okay, sorry.
Let's just get into it. Answer my question.
So sorry.
Make some noise if you've done some Yiddish shit. What the fuck? Come on. Stick with it.
Make some noise if you've been to a bar mitzvah.
Okay, what are we doing?
Okay, sorry.
Let's just get into it. Answer my question.
So sorry.
Make some noise if you've done some Yiddish shit. What the fuck? Come on. Stick with it. Stick with the thing here. Make some noise if you like saving money. Make some noise if you like over-retaliating in a war with barely a competitor. Who loves destroying civilian lives? Make some noise! Oh, yeah. You're in a little truth chamber tonight.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I feel that.
It's all jokes. It's a comedy show. Jewish people would never do any of those things. You guys would never do that to Palestine. All right.
I think there's like.
And that guy's never going to get a job again. This black dude next to him had a Seinfeld hat on, and I bet you people who hosted and paid for the event are not going to be happy with that. Damn. Can I just get that video? Why didn't I save it? I thought it would be everywhere. The latest freaking video. Showing you my feed, which is all like I'm not a white supremacist. I am a white protectionist. Yo, look at all those tarot cards and sigils. That looks like a fun night. Oh my God, these sad Palestinian kids every day just getting just absolutely killed. And we're growing like numb to it. What do you think?
الكيان الصهيوني يوجه رسالة إلى الشعب الفرنسي وإلى بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يستمر كفاحنا ضد
In the name of God, our struggle against the Zionist regime continues. He's got a Palestinian flag on, totally covered up, totally propaganda, totally not sincere, I bet you.
نوجه رسالة إلى الشعب الفرنسي وإلى الرئيس الفرنسي ماكرون. لقد دعمتم النظام الصهيوني في حربه الإجرامية ضد الشعب الفلسطيني. لقد زودتم الصهاينة.
I would like to hear an actual Palestinian listen to this and give us their take on it. I mean, if you're a Palestinian, you should be upset that they just found secret, revealed, undisclosed documents saying that we've actually been sending them a bunch more weapons than has even been revealed in their absolute leveling of Gaza. What's the
Frank Sinatra, right? A lot of Frank Sinatra. Yeah. We'll play this when we're finished breaking.
Turns out Trump also loves reggae music, the Toots and the Maytals, and his daughter Ivanka turned him on to it, which is kind of endearing. But he wants to go in and be more pro-Israel than even Biden or the left, which makes me think that staging this thing would just make him unbeatable. And Kamala's not going to show up, please. Here we go. Hamza Attar, Egyptian accent, not Palestinian. He is not a Palestinian. And Egypt is like, you know, the most, like the safest haven place for Jewish people in the Middle East is fucking Iran. They got a bunch of synagogues there. And Kamala Harris is married to a Jewish man. But somehow, she's not Jewish enough. And look at these people we are sending billions, probably up to the trillions almost now, to protect them. Do they look like they need to be protected? Get the fuck out of here. We're never going to find this goddamn... Oh, my God. My feed is really Debbie Downer. That'd be great if Netanyahu, who has an arrest warrant out from him from, like, the World Council of whatever, we should arrest him when he comes in. That'd be great. Never going to happen, though. Yo... Why is this happening to me? You sons of a bitch. Alright, well, go back to just my profile, please. Alright. I think I'm going to be doing my streams on Odyssey from now on. I did a poll, and what would you prefer to watch a stream that I do a show upon? YouTube, till it gets axed, 21%. Odyssey, 43%. Rumble, 7%. Last. But lots of people go on Rumble. X, 28.6 for second. Okay, here it is. Kamala, who is married to a Jewish person, isn't philo-Jewish enough. Greg Abbott. Kamala Harris's refusal to greet Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu at the tarmac is reprehensible. Her plan to boycott his joint address to Congress is shameful. It's clear that Harris sides with the woke, anti-Semitic members of her party. Texas will always stand with Israel and will always sleep with its sisters. Greg Abbott. Ooh, look at this. What do you think about Yellowstone?
Shit! Run!
Bam. Is that normal?
Shit! Run!
You know, they do have the power to, like, shoot energy weapons into stuff and make it explode, I'm sure. But is it natural? Is it Mother Nature being pissed off? Okay, Kimberly A. Cheatle. Her fucking, not only the day of her birth, not the month of her birth, not even the year of her goddamn birth is known, my friends. On her Wikipedia, born 1970/1971. And she's getting served up to be a scapegoat. And they'll bury this whole thing with her, and we'll never get any fucking answers. How convenient. Look at this article written by David Aronovich, defending, quote, white interests can never be right. Early life check. He's the son of communist intellectual and economist. His parents were screenwriter Ben Aronovich. His parents were atheists whose faith was Marxism. According to Aronovich, he is ethnically half chosen, meaning doesn't identify as white every single time. Now, this is about how we have been pitted against each other through the Jewish scriptures and through Judaism, who created Christianity and Islam. And their eschatological stories, their end times Armageddon narratives, dovetail into each other. And guess who's going to win at the end of it? The ones who fucking came up with it. Talking about early life sections and checking early lives is funny. Jesus, if you Wikipedia Jesus Christ, Jesus of Nazareth, many other names and titles, was a first century Jewish preacher and religious leader. And boom, funny. He puts up anti-Zog. Early life section is important. I say Ilhan Omar for Prez. Hey, I'd rather be under Sharia law than Noahide law. Lily, this girl Lily, who was used the N-word while cooking in the kitchen and got elevated to fame, which is stupid. But in her response to this AIPAC post saying Israel will act against terrorists, even though they're the terrorists, to defend itself and protect its families, even though they're the aggressors and they're killing a shit ton of innocent fucking civilians. America must have Israel's back. Fuck you. Lily says, oh, hell no. No more money, no more aid, no more American boots on the ground. America first. I say Lily for fucking Perez. She's better than fucking the options we have. Okay, this is interesting. You live in Wyoming? It's fine. All right, well, I'm moving to fucking Wyoming. I know. The fact that the name Cheat is in her fucking name should be a giveaway. It's so true, Trog. Nothing Yahoo. Listen to this. Trump's physician who treated the ear and bandaged it claimed this as well, that his nephew was grazed with a bullet at the Trump rally as well. I feel like he jumped the shark with that. And we need to go in and look at that. Here it is in the Hill. He says that his nephew was grazed with a bullet across his throat and was bleeding. Representative Ronnie Jackson, who was a total scumbag, piece of shit. He's known as like the Candy King because he hands out like opioids and pills like a Pez dispenser. And he's like been in trouble for like drinking, like day drinking and being like sexually aggressive with underlings. And Representative Ronnie Jackson from Texas said Saturday that his nephew had been grazed with a bullet while attending former President Trump's rally. My nephew was at the event tonight. Jackson told Fox News' Sean Hannity, explaining he was in the friends and family pen. Who else do we put in the fucking pen? They heard the shots and everybody dropped to the ground. And I don't know if you guys have the picture or not, but he was grazed in the neck. No, we don't have a fucking picture. A bullet crossed his neck, cut his neck, and he was bleeding. If we saw... No, we don't have any of that. He said that he was in the line of fire. His sister-in-law had encouraged his nephew to go to the triage tent after the incident. Well, he's the fucking physician. So he was encouraged to. Did he go? So I think he fucking jumped the shark on that one. So this guy right here went around, I think his name is Tracy, went around interviewing these people at the Republican National Convention. And I'm interested in the role of religion and politics, state and government, and how they're not as divorced and separate as we think, but actually quite the fucking opposite. And this guy goes in there just nailing them. Representative Mark Alford from Montana. They obviously want the Republicans in more, so they could just take all of Gaza and then eventually Greater Israel, and then bring us into the Gog and Magog, Armageddon war, East versus West, us versus Russia and China, so that they rule over the ashes.
In April, you voted in favor of the $26 billion in supplemental appropriation.
$26 billion. We've got to be into the hundreds
for Israel.
Did you say million or
supplemental? So in April, you voted in favor of the $26 billion in
26 fucking billion. Hey Liam, is there a Twitter space going on with the stream? No, Johnny Bad Cage. I'm just doing it off of. I would love to. Maybe I could bring in a space and let's try.
Supplemental appropriations for Israel as part of the National Security Supplemental Bill. Do you have any religious or biblical justification or imperative for supporting Israel? Does that inform your worldview at all with regard to the Middle East? We're talking about divine providence and intervention. Does that guide your political views at all with respect to Israel?
It's funny you should ask that. It definitely does. I believe God's protection and hand on America is partly due to our support of Israel, God's chosen people in the Promised Land.
So in April, you voted in favor of the $26 billion in supplemental appropriations for Israel as part of the National Security Supplemental Bill. Do you have any religious or biblical justification or imperative for supporting Israel? Does that inform your worldview at all with regard to the Middle East? We're talking about divine providence and intervention. Does that guide your political views at all with respect to Israel?
It's funny you should ask that. It definitely does. I believe
we just started a space. It's called Wake Movement YT Space. If you want to come in and join the show, you are welcome. We're going to rewind that back.
So in April, you voted in favor of the $26 billion in supplemental appropriations for Israel as part of the National Security Supplemental Bill. Do you have any religious or biblical justification or imperative for supporting Israel? Does that inform your worldview at all with regard to the Middle East? We're talking about divine.
Look at how fucking happy this guy is to answer it, not knowing that he's just being brought into a trap. You cuckolded Christian idiot. Can't believe I used to be one of these. I was never super pro-Israel as a Catholic. I thought that we were the new Israel. But they're equally as fucked.
Divine providence and intervention. Does that guide your political views at all with respect to Israel?
It's funny you should ask that. It definitely does. I believe God's protection and hand on America is partly due to our support of Israel, God's chosen people in the promised land.
So in April, you voted in favor of the 20.
That's worth listening to.
$6 billion in supplemental appropriations for Israel as part of the National Security Supplemental Bill. Do you have any religious or biblical justification or imperative for supporting Israel? Does that inform your worldview at all with regard to the Middle East? We're talking about divine providence and intervention. Does that guide your political views at all with respect to Israel?
It's funny you should ask that. It definitely does. I believe God's protection and hand on America is partly due to our support of Israel.
He believes that God's protection for America, like what, fucking 9/11, is due to our unquestionably stupid, blind support for Israel.
God's chosen people.
God's chosen people. Fuck. Just in, Iran is 1 or 2 weeks away from reaching capacity of producing fissile material for nuclear weapons, says Blinken. An obvious Mossad Israeli Jewish plant who is obviously running things and not fucking senile fucking Biden for the past fucking presidency, god damn it. CrowdStrike, who was taking responsibility for the outages, which is weird for anybody to ever take responsibility, but I guess they had to. Their last acquisitions were Israeli cybersecurity companies. In 2023, CrowdStrike acquired Israeli cybersecurity startup Bionic AI. In 24 later, they acquired Israeli startup Flow Security. They've focused on working with the U.S. government. How fucking phenomenal. After, look at MJ Truth Ultra. Alert, Trump just sent a message to the deep state. Just after his speech, the opera singer sings Nessun Dorma. Nessun Dorma. Nessun Dorma. It's played at the end of the film Sum of All Fears, in which all the traitors and deep state actors were executed, which is Hollywood, you fucktard. And it's mentioned several times in the Q drops. Keep on sipping up those little Q drops. It's like cleaning up after your dog or cat when it's got diarrhea, you Q tards. Nessun Dorma is like No One Sleeps. And the producers of that are like the guy who wrote Adam talked about it. I won't. Nessun Dorma is Man of War's closing song for each concert. Those guys rock. Okay. Thank you, Troggy. Nessun Dorma. Nessun Dorma. Adam, I retweeted. Hulk Hogan, Kid Rock, and Dana White headline with Trump because this is a WWE, UFC, bread and circus reality show for the new emperor. In his address, he said, Israel is under siege. Get the fuck out of here, traitor. Trump Jr. said that. They did their opening prayer to Archangel Michael, the ministering angel of the Jewish people, the angel appointed by G'(D) as especially in charge of protecting the Jewish people. Guess who's in charge of the Goyim? Archangel Samael, who is Satan, the devil. So you can see how there is something about like jumping on the opposite side of that, but you're just in their dialectic. So those who like try to be anti-Yahweh and they jump on Satan devil worship, you see them do that in Hollywood. That's not even the reason they do it for. But I can appreciate the sentiment, but you're still in the Abrahamic fucking matrix when you're doing that. Get back to your ancestral shit. Satan is a Jewish fucking invention. Look at all this Anton Levy, the Levites, Jewish. Nessendorma, Nessendorma. We are living in fucking clown world, dog. Fuck. This Jewish Harvard student is received with a thunderous applause at the RNC as he announces that he's suing the college for anti-Semitism. Listen to this fucktard, who happened to be a Democratic supporter until just months ago. Why did he change? Because Trump and the Republicans are more pro-Jewish Israeli than the Democrats now. And they hop the ship so quickly because that's all that they care about.
My name is Shabbos Kestenbaum.
Shabbos. I thought that was only the name that they gave to the goy, but the Shabbos goy. So he's the Shabbos who sits back and does nothing on the seventh day of the week. And then in the seventh age of Aquarius, of the age of Moshiach, but when we say Aquarius, we are fighting against their age of Moshiach. We will not sit back and be their slaves in the seventh age. Sorry, Shabbos, whatever the fuck your name is.
My name is Shabbos.
Shabbos. Puberty, bad hair on my beard, Shabbos, what?
My name is Shabbos Kestenbaum. I am a proud first-generation American.
They are flooded into the Ivy League schools, not just the students, but the presidents. All of them. They have a lockdown on not just even Ivy League, but the public universities and private universities. I would like to see, because they could use the minority DEI thing to get in there. They look out for their own kind, which is something that us white people don't. We even hate our own kind, sadly, because we've been fucked by this college system.
I am a proud first-generation American. I am a proud Orthodox Jew. And as of 5 months ago, I am the proud plaintiff suing Harvard University for its failure to combat anti-Semitism.
The memes write themselves. I am suing. That is so brave and so bold. What are you going to do? I'm going to have my Jewish lawyer father, who got me into Harvard, bring up a lawsuit against these people who brought me in to give me an education that will bring me into whatever firm that your dad's nepotism will bring you into. But oy vey, listen.
I am the proud plaintiff suing Harvard University for its failure to combat anti-Semitism.
You should sue the laws of nature for giving you a beard made of pubic hair on the normal person's nutsack. Was that a little harsh? The crowd likes it. has blue eyes too. They fucking reptilians.
I came to Harvard to study religion, the foundation of West.
Because they marry into European traditions. Or I think they're Turkish. I'm not sure. And, but that Jewishness just is so strong. Is that wrong to say? First of all, I have Jewish friends, actually. 2 of them. Not more than that. And I tell them right up what the time is. And they tell me straight up what the time is. Friends I use loosely, but
Western civilization. What I found,
I have Jewish people who fight against Zionism and Jewish supremacy. But do they really?
Was not theology, but a contempt for it. My problem with Harvard is not its liberalism, but its illiberalism. Too often students at Harvard are taught.
The fuck is illiberalism? A-liberalism? And see, he was just... How the fuck did he get the stage on this? Right behind Joe Rogan. They don't have any privilege. Oh my... They're so persecuted.
Too often students at Harvard are taught not how to think, but what to think. Is Shabbos Kestenbaum? I am proud first-generation American. I am a...
That means he has no fucking allegiance to fucking... He just came here to go to fucking Harvard.
Proud Orthodox Jew.
Which means that he hates the non-Jew.
And as of 5 months ago...
He just changed over to the Republican Party 5 months ago, and here he is.
I am the proud plaintiff suing Harvard University for its failure to combat
Bring him into your court wearing black robes. It's a whole effigy to fucking their god, Shabbos, Shabbatai, Saturn, Satan. But Satan is even better than fucking Yahweh's Satan.
Semitism!
This fucking dumb fucking goy in his fucking cowboy hat. You're a traitor to your own fucking people. I don't know. That nose. He's trying to wear that big ass cowboy hat to make his nose a little bit smaller. Look at this lady's face in front of him.
I came to Harvard to study religion.
I came to Harvard to study religion. I wish you were in my religious studies class. I would fucking smoke you.
The foundation of Western civilization.
The foundation of Western civilization is fucking Greco-Roman.
What I found was not theology, but a contempt for it.
I'm going to show this to my professors when I get into school.
Problem with Harvard is not its liberalism, but its illiberalism. Too often students at Harvard are taught not how to think, but what to think. I found myself immersed in a culture that is anti-Western, that is anti...
You're fucking anti-Western. You hate the West. The West is Edom. The West is Esau. The West is Rome. And that's what you want to wipe out. We know this. Oh, fuck.
Harassed by my peers merely for being and American flags on campus.
Oh, listen.
After October 7th, that is anti-Western, that is anti-American, and that is anti-Semitic.
Look at that fucking flag. And look at the guy fucking... Who dresses like that? Somebody with zero self-awareness. And then look at the face of the person to the right. Man, those guys are just filled with hate for the West. Yeah, boo that flag.
After October 7th, the world finally saw what I and so many Jewish students across this country experienced almost every day. When I planted 1,200 Israeli and American flags on...
What the fuck is this guy doing going around campus planting 1,200 fucking flags? Each flag probably costs $1. Who the fuck funded him $1,200? And who the fuck is psychotic enough to go around and then he's fucking upset that some people fucking kicked some of them down? Obviously, fucking psychopath.
On campus. They were all vandalized within 24 hours.
Yay! That's fucking psychotic. Ooh. Look at this fucking poor white evangelical Christian fucktard who's been skull fucked by Billy fucking Graham.
I was harassed by my peers merely for being a Jew and have received...
It's not just for being a Jew. It's for being a shitty fucking person who's fucking committing a fucking genocide right now. And this behavior isn't anything fucking new.
Countless death threats online.
Are we gonna get kicked off of YouTube tonight? Yeah, you know what? They put up this thing, stupid ass handsome truth, but put up flyers, and he got sent to jail for littering. I wonder if that happened to this guy. It seems like it didn't. He got the main stage at the RN-fucking-C.
Students and professors have openly called for new Hamas-style attacks.
Troggy. Quote, I got harassed for spray painting a swastika on my own dorm room door. Unquote.
Against the United States.
He littered and got upset when the janitor threw it in the trash. Yeah.
And perhaps most damning, when Hamas terrorists butchered 45 American citizens on October 7th.
They were probably dual citizens, which means that there's no such thing as a dual citizen or dual loyalty. There's only one loyalty to the nation of priests, Baruch Hashem.
When they took 12 Americans hostage. My name?
He has such a hard time saying, I keep on hitting it. He has a hard time saying the H without saying hostage.
Is Shabbos Keston. They took 12 Americans hostage. Harvard refused to immediately and unequivocally condemn this atrocity. My fellow Americans, the anti-Semitic bigotry, unfortunately, extends far beyond the universities. Although I once voted for Bernie Sanders,
Bring Bernie back. That just shows you how not anti-Semitic I am. I would rather have Bernie Sanders than fucking Trump. I would rather have Bernie Sanders than fucking Kamala Harris. At least, ironically enough, a Jew who is more against what's going on in Palestine and organized world Jewry. And even him sucks. But he's better than the fucking ones we have to choose from that were selected for us.
I now recognize that the far left has not only abandoned the Jewish people, but the American people.
This fucking straight up liar. The Jewish people are using the dumb Christian evangelical white people to go to war for them and die. Obviously, We got the space open.
The Democratic Party, the party I registered to vote for the day I turned 18, has become ideologically poisoned. And it is this poison.
They are a one-issue monolith. Yes, thank you for introducing that word, Troggy. That's all they care about. They don't give a fuck about our economy. They don't give a fuck about our jobs. All they care about is themselves and the country that they have allegiance to. It's not fucking our country, obviously.
It is this corruption that is infecting far too many young American students. Let's be clear.
Yes, Troggy. The Jews are better than us, and we just have to accept that. They are God's chosen people.
The far left's anti-Semitic extremism has no virtue, and the radicalism on our campuses and on our streets has no moral legitimacy.
You're the one to lecture us on morality? You bold-faced fucking lying fucking... Ah! Look at that. Look at the fucking... Look at the kippas. What's up with the yellow? Oh, it's the Moshiach yellow. We are Jews for Trump.
Sadly, the far left-wing tide of anti-Semitism.
You could say the far right is anti-Semitic. So the far left and the far right are all anti-Semitic, except the ones who toe the line in the middle.
Is rising. But
oh, anti-Semitism is on the rise. Even more than the threat of carbon emissions. Go look at anti-Semitism on the rise. And it goes back to the beginning of fucking media. And for no fault of their own.
Tonight, we fight back.
Fight. Fuck you. I don't know if you haven't put a bandage over your ear yet. This is Marcus Eli Ravage, my friends. And if this quote doesn't get you boiling, the biographer of the Rothschild families. Our national literature is your holy Bible. Jewish artisans and Jewish fishermen are your teachers and your saints, with countless statues carved in their image and innumerable cathedrals raised to their memories. A Jewish maiden is your ideal of motherhood and womanhood. A Jewish rebel prophet, fictional, is a central figure in your religious worship. We have pulled down your idols, cast aside your racial inheritance, and substituted for them our God and our traditions. No conquest in history can even remotely compare with this clean sweep of our conquest over you. Goyim, cattle, Gentile, slave, beast in human form. My friend, I will end this stream on that note. No one joined the space. No one joined any of my shit. Maybe I need to do stuff more regularly. Maybe I need to be a little bit more toned down. Maybe I need a better production value. Maybe a lot of things. But I'm going to keep on fucking doing it to the day I motherfucking die. Troggy Trog, thank you for helping me through this. Soul Trip, thank you so much. Love you guys so much. And we're going to keep on keeping on. And we're going to get stronger and stronger.